Hey guys, and welcome to this week's video. Now this week's video is going to be all about New Year, as the New Year is only a handful of days away. Now 2016 for me was probably one of the hardest years of my entire life. I didn't necessarily go through something traumatic, but I also learned that I wasn't as strong as I thought I was this year. I developed a new illness this year and had a lot of tough times with that and coming to terms with what that meant for my future and what it meant for me right now. And I also discovered that suicide wasn't off the table for me. I thought suicide was forever off the table and never would I ever try or even think about doing it again. And I learned this year that it wasn't, and that those thoughts were still very much present in my life, and that I can still consider that an option. And that's probably what makes this year one of the hardest I've ever gone through, is I realised that I wasn't as strong as I thought I was mentally. This year has just been bloody awful. It just felt like a constant battle this year. One thing after another, never getting any breaks. And this year has probably been really tough because my depression has probably been at its worst in a long time. Mentally, I've just been a mess, and it's just felt like one huge struggle the entire year. So I am glad to see this year gone, but that's the problem. Just because the clock strikes at midnight and the year number goes up, that doesn't mean your problems disappear. That doesn't mean at 1 minute past midnight it's 2017 and my depression doesn't exist anymore, my anxiety doesn't exist anymore, my self-esteem issues doesn't exist anymore. All those problems don't go away just because the year number changes. It follows you into the next year. And that's really hard to deal with. The fact that I'm going into another year of carrying all this weight on my shoulders. When I look back at this year, I am glad that it is getting over, but because I survived it. I have survived this year. There's only a handful of days left, and then I have survived a full year. Another year is down for the count that I have survived my mental illness, and that is a full-on achievement, and I am incredibly proud of that, because every day that I survive is an achievement. And when a big milestone like a year goes by, that's a huge milestone. Another year that I have survived, and it does add on, and I am incredibly proud that I have made it through. Barely, but I have made it through another year, and I am going in to another year. But New Year's can be hard, because whereas some people look at it with positive and look at it as a brand new year for all these amazing things to happen and a brand new slate, it's quite hard because you see that you have well over 300 days ahead of you and the possibility of everything to go crap, and for your mental illness to go so much worse, for all these problems to arrive, and it just seems like the clock's restarted again. You finally have an achievement of, oh, I've made it through a year, and then you're faced with, oh, now you've got to make it through 365 days more. And it's like the clock's reset, and it's hard to look at a year from the very first day and say, I can do it, because it seems impossible on the 1st of January to think that you're going to make it to the 31st of December. Even though this year has been really tough and I don't feel as mentally strong as I once did, I have learned a lot from this year, and I have gained a lot of perspective this year of how to deal with feelings and how important it is to talk. And when scary feelings like suicidal thoughts come up, don't bury them and hope they go away. Confront them and deal with them. And that was probably the biggest thing that I achieved this year, was actually dealing with suicidal thoughts rather than hoping they would go away. I confronted them, got help, and learned how to deal with them. And that is one of the reasons why I am still here today. Now, I know New Year is incredibly tough for a lot of people because it's just, it doesn't end. Your mental illness does not end because a new year begins, and it's just tough to believe that you're going through into another brand new year with all this crap hanging on your shoulders that you've just dealt with. People around you are celebrating and happy that it's a brand new slate when you're still going in with your issues and your mental health is still the same and the problems haven't disappeared just because the clock struck midnight. But just think of what you've done this year. You made it a year. That is a huge achievement. You've lasted an entire year through every piece of crap that is thrown your way, through every battle and obstacle that you have faced this year. You have managed to get over it. It doesn't matter if you jumped it, climbed over it, or literally crawled over it. You did it, and you made it into a new year, and that is incredibly amazing, and you should be really proud of yourself. So don't go into the new year dreading that you've got another 365 days ahead of you and it's all the possibilities that could go wrong. Look back at this year and think, yeah, maybe this year was a crap year and maybe I've gone through a lot of crap, but I did it, and for that reason I am a lot stronger than I was last year, because you've made it yet another year, and that is a huge achievement. So if you need anyone to talk to on New Year, the group is always open and I am always here if anyone needs to talk. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the new year. Bye guys.